Klay Thompson hasn't played an NBA game in over 2.5 years, and his long-awaited return is happening soon. The Warriors have started the season with one of the best records in the NBA, and now Klay Thompson is added to the team. A lot of fans forgot how truly good he is, and they will be reminded. He is one of the greatest shooters of all time, an all-defensive team member, a 3-time NBA champion, and will thrive in the Warriors system that he has known for his entire career. Klay Thompson's return will be something to look out for, and there's a good chance that he will come back even better than he was before. Klay Thompson is expected to make his season debut in early to mid-January, so he will be back in no time. Klay Thompson suffered a torn ACL in Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals, and just as he was getting ready to come back and play, he tore his Achilles, and that ruled him out for the entire 2021 season. If he wanted to, Klay Thompson could have returned to the league sooner than January, but the Warriors have been so good that he didn't have to. As eager as he has been, he's been very patient with his injuries and isn't being rushed back on the court. A very similar situation also happened in the 2019 NBA Finals, where the Warriors could have faced elimination, so Kevin Durant decided to suit up. He rushed back to the court from injury, and that didn't end so well. He tore his Achilles and had to miss the entire 2020 NBA season. Thankfully, that probably won't happen to Klay Thompson, as he has been easing his way back into the starting lineup for the Warriors. On November 23, 2021, Klay Thompson participated in his first Warriors practice since his injury, and on the 28th, he was assigned to the Santa Cruz Warriors. He played 3 full scrimmages with Santa Cruz and looked like his old self in footage from the practices. Seth Cooper, the head coach of the Santa Cruz Warriors, said that they didn't go easy on Klay Thompson, and he looked great. When Klay was playing with the G League team, he was already cleared to start playing NBA games, but he didn't want to take any risks. Because the Warriors have been so good to allow Klay Thompson to get more than enough rest, he can play limited minutes at the beginning. He will slowly get more and more playing time, and his production will go up as well. He will return before the halfway mark of the season, so he has more than enough time to get in shape for the playoffs. He has been teammates with Steph and Draymond for a whole decade, and he knows the Warriors system so well. He will mesh right in with the team, but there is still some chemistry that needs to be made. Although he has practiced with the team, he hasn't played an official NBA game with key players like Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, Otto Porter Jr., Moses Moody, Nemanja Bjelica, and Gary Payton II. They all have been practicing together, so I don't expect the adjustment to take too long. The Warriors' offense is pretty much the same as it has been for the past decade, and now there are just some new pieces that Klay Thompson hasn't played with in an NBA game. Another reason to trust Klay's body when he comes back is that he is scientifically cleared to play NBA basketball. He went through a biomechanical assessment, and this is what an injury analyst and physical therapist had to say about Klay's injury.
You spoke to Klay's surgeon, that was Dr. Neil Elatrosh. What are some of the benchmarks that Dr. Elatrosh wanted to see Klay hit that gave him confidence that he's going to be ready to return?
Well, one of the things that Dr. Elatrosh has his elite athletes go through before they are cleared to return to play is a biomechanical assessment. He works with a physical therapist. They use cameras to look at body control. Is the trunk, the hip, the knee angles, are they where they should be when he's landing, when he's changing direction? And they also use it as a psychological assessment of readiness to return. There are force plates in the ground that measure how much loading is that injured leg absorbing. Is the athlete willing to land and push off with the same force that you would expect him to normally use in the uninjured side? And so if those things are sound, that gives you confidence in the readiness to return. And Dr. Elatrosh told me he was 100% confident in Klay's biomechanics.
Medicine is a lot better now. Just look at Kevin Durant as an example. As mentioned before, he tore his Achilles, and now he's playing the best basketball of his career. The majority of NBA players that don't fully recover from Achilles tears are in their mid to late 30s, and Klay Thompson was 30 years old when he tore his. The crazy thing is that Klay Thompson will be at least as good of a shooter as he was before the injuries. Just think about it. After going through surgery, the first basketball-related thing he can work on is his shooting. Before he could start doing in-game moves or even dunking, Klay Thompson was shooting and shooting. For a big chunk of time, that's all he could do. Think about how many reps he got in. Even in the worst case scenario, Klay Thompson would still knock down shots at the same clip and would demand a ton of attention from the defense. For the past 2 years, Stephen Curry has been playing at an MVP caliber level without a star next to him. In the 2021 season, Steph didn't have any notable shooter with him on the court besides Andrew Wiggins. The spacing wasn't good at all, and that let teams double or even triple team Steph. The defense would have enough time to get back and recover after Curry passed the ball, and that would force the other players to win the game. You can't stop Steph, he's just too good. But what you can do is slow him down, and that's how the Warriors lost in the play-in tournament. The Lakers and Grizzlies made it obvious what they were doing because it didn't matter. Things are a little bit different this year. Spacing helped this team immensely as players like Jordan Poole broke out, Andrew Wiggins is still on the floor, Otto Porter was added to the roster, and every single player can shoot the ball well besides Draymond Green and Kevon Looney. Of course the roster got better, but shooting is a big reason as to why the Warriors have one of the best records in the league compared to a play-in team. Adding Klay Thompson to the mix will help out tremendously. He will take the Warriors to a whole new level. The best shooting backcourt in the history of the NBA is finally reunited, and Stephen Curry will have a reliable and proven second option. As Klay Thompson said, "We are now a type of team where it's championship or bust, so there's a good chance he is the guy to put the Warriors over the top so they have the upper hand when it's time to win." I hope you enjoyed today's video. I read every single comment, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for future basketball content, and thank you for watching.